quite possibly one of the best, most consistent ball striking irons I've seen to date. See what that is. Welcome back to the McGolf Shop. Jim McClear here, and this is the McGolf channel where we talk about golf club repairs, reviews, and fittings. Also, your scores can go low. If you would, like and subscribe, hit that bell across the bottom, and that way you get more of these videos when they come out. Again, just to let you know right this very moment that I have a secondary channel called Pars and Pours, a golf-centric whiskey channel. If you're interested in that kind of stuff where we talk about both, then come and join me over there. Remember, Pars and Pours. Again, we also have a live stream on Mondays that is all about this stuff right here. It is fittings, reviews, and repairs. And you can talk to me live about it. It's a great time. We talk with people all over the world. So join us. You'll like it. 5:30 Eastern time. So what is quite possibly the most precise ball striking iron that I've come across? Well, it would be the Apex. Let's see if we can get this to zone in. Yeah, look at that. Apex AI 150. Are they calling it AI 150? The AI 150. What is the AI 150? So right now, the original release was the AI 200, AI 300. The AI 300 being the most forgiving. It has a little bit more offset, just a slightly bit stronger, where the 200 has less offset and 1 degree weaker. Where this one, and as you can tell, it has more of a blade-like appearance. It is a hollow body design. It is a cup face technology. And when they talk about it, if you go to the website, and we'll put up a picture, there's more of the face comes down along this end, comes across, and then starts across the top. That way you have a slightly larger sweet spot. We'll call it that for lack of a better term. A slightly larger sweet spot. Now, it also has MIM, which is this metal, they call it milled metal technology, and it's allowing for weighting. So each one of the clubs has a different shape, a little bit different weight, has a different face that's been created by AI in order to help you hit these balls better. And that's true across the entire set of the Apex line. So when you get these things, you should be able to hit them better, hit them straighter, hit them further, right? That's the idea here. So the real problem with this one for me, and it took me so long to do this, is I have a fitting cart with these, and the right-handed ones came out, and I'm like, well, great, these are good-looking clubs. How about the left-handed version? They said, oh, sorry, we're not making that to go to the fitting cart. Well, that's a bit of a problem for me since I'm left-handed. And they said, well, we'll send you a couple. What do you want? And so I told them what I wanted. I got one in graphite and one in steel. The graphite is the Denali. It still has a little plastic band on it. Is the Denali 75 and the S. I like 75, 70 to 80 gram is actually quite a sweet spot for a lot of golfers out there. And the Denali profile is very, very nice. So I said, sure, let's take a shot at that. And then on the steel, what I did was I took a note from my AI 300s and I asked them to put in the Dynamic Gold Mid 90 in S-Flex. Now, the standard billing for the 150 is actually the 115 Dynamic Gold Mid. However, you know, you can always order these things or go to a local Callaway dealer and ask for something different. And that way you can get what you really need so that you can play better golf. Hence my getting onto my soapbox is that you really need to get fit, all right? The whole idea here is that golf clubs are not inexpensive anymore. Golf is made to be fun. So if you want to have the most fun you possibly can while also smoking your partners, is go get fit, get the right equipment into your stuff. That way you can enjoy your golf, hit it better, and know that you made a really good purchase, okay? That's really what it's all about. So it's a twofer. All right, so the idea of the fitting is that it's a twofer, right? You get the best of both worlds. You get the best results, plus you know that you're spending your money on something that's going to work, i.e. fitting. Okay, down from the soapbox. All right, so how do we know this is going to work? Well, I went and hit some. Okay, here we are talking about the Apex 150. It's a 7-iron. This has the steel shaft in it. It is the True Temper Dynamic Gold Mid, and it is the 90S. And I have 10 shots apiece. My swing absolutely came back with a vengeance. I am so happy to be able to strike a golf ball again. It is just stupid fun. So here's all the shots. As you can tell, literally it's me again. I am always, if nothing else, I'm going to pull to the inside, and that's just how I'm going to live with this one. But it worked out pretty good there. If we look at how it landed, right there, a couple in the middle. Now this was the very first shot and our very first club, and you can see I'm pulling on it. I haven't quite made my turn yet, but it's getting out there. So if we look at that one versus going backwards to this one, you know, it really isn't too much difference, right? There's a good look at it. Okay, so if we go back to the graphite, it's almost all over there, but if we look at it from a landing perspective, look how much tighter that is, right? It's to the left, to my right, to my inside, but it's a much more tighter pattern. And if I take out this one right here and I take out that one right there, the numbers are just going to go crazy. Last but not least, I put in my gamer just to show you guys how I'm hitting it. And there it is again, a few more up the middle, but I'm still to the inside. I'm going to have to take this as it is because that's how I'm playing golf. So if I look at all the clubs all together, that's what you get. So the orange is the Apex 300, the yellow is the AI with the graphite shaft, and the blue is the AI with the steel shaft. And as we will discuss, or let's discuss it now, that, yeah, there's a shorter. Why is that? Well, that's because these are made to be for a guy with a little higher swing speed, or a gal for that matter. They are, 7-iron is built at 31 degrees. The Apex 300 is built at 29 degrees. That is can be at least 5 yards. Now, in this particular instance, I measured these out, and these guys right here were at 32, and that's still at 29. So 3 degrees is pretty significant. So when we look at the data table, and we go over here and get summaries out, we look at the Apex 170, or I'm sorry, 150 with the steel. We're 160, 162. With the graphite, 161 and some change, and 163. So I gained about a yard. Why is that? About half a mile an hour, and I hit it just a little bit better, but nothing to be, out of this world. Oh my God, I got to have it. But that should be very, very close. And then I put the AI 300, and I'm literally a full club up, and that's because of why? The 3 degrees. Because now I did hit it a little bit better, right? I did hit a little bit better, and I swung it about a mile and a half faster. So if we took that, that's like 2 1/4, so maybe 3 yards longer. So even if that was 164 or 163, I'm still very close to a full club longer. And again, that is because of the loft. Okay, that's where we're at with that. So we really had a really good setup here. And if we take that's all the shots for that one. And then we go back to the landing area, and we put all the clubs in, and then we put all the club data, and we see that there's a tie as far as standard deviation between the graphite and my 300s, and that's probably front to back, not side to side, and where the other one is very close behind. So we get that. So again, this is a great shot shaping club. It is also a very strong, we'll call it consistent club. In order to get out there, it's a very good looking club. So let's go back and talk about how or who this is actually going to fit. Okay, so you saw where we hit them, and I put my gamer in there, which is an AI 300. And so the specs on these guys were on the 7-iron was 31 degrees. I measured mine out at 32. So it's 1 degree. Now, in the scheme of things, as far as distance, that 1 degree could make up some distance. Will it make up all of that? No. But the thing is, if you really like these and you wanted to hit in the distance of maybe the AI counterparts, then you could have the lofts jacked up and you could do the same. I really thought about that hard, but I already have the 300, so it wasn't going to be a thing. So that was the other part of it. So you got to check that out. They both measured out. Matter of fact, both the graphite and the steel both measured out to 32. That's why you see them to be so close. As we saw, the slightly lighter club went a little bit better, and overall, the other Apex fits me better, right? That's just the reason why it's in my bag. You have a new golf club that looks super slick in the bag. It is a hollow body iron. It has a look of a blade. It is slightly weaker, so for you guys with the higher swing speeds, you could really get a lot out of this, right? Instead of having something like I have where you would hit the 7-iron 200 yards, all of a sudden you got something that keeps you in reality. So it looks like a blade. It plays sort of like a blade, because if you get off, now I will say, if you get off center of these things, it'll get kind of penal on you, but they make no bones about it. It's for a slightly better player. So if you're a guy that is shooting in the low 80s and have a higher swing speed, this would probably work out just fine. All right. Or if you're a great ball striker, no matter what your handicapper is, if you're a good ball striker, you're really going to like these. A slightly higher swing speed, because if you saw where I was swinging at, just slightly higher than that would make these things just work excellent. Okay. Now, the last bit of this is I got to tell you, these things felt phenomenal. They were very, very solid. They were very, very consistent, and I got the ball out there as I wanted to. So again, as always, go get fit to make sure you're getting the right clubs in your bag. Okay, get fit. The other part is like and subscribe. Enjoy this. If you liked it, hit that like and subscribe. Join me at Pars and Pours. Join me on my live stream. And as always, let's see your scores go low.